Richard Fierro credited as hero in Club Q shooting. The experiences of combat still haunt him, he said, and the psychological and physical toll of the deployments were why he left the army. He said he never thought he would have to deal with that kind of violence at home. "I was done with war," he said. "I want to see his face everywhere, not the shooters." Richard Fierro credits the UCCS MBA program with helping him to better position Atrevida Beer Company on the market. "Would buying some of that beer be an appropriate way to show my support for this guy's brave actions? 'Cause I'll do it." So that's what a hero looks like. He deserves everything for what he did. Thank you, sir. I love that I'm hearing the names of the heroes and victims and still have no idea what the shooter's name is. I hate that I've read mass shooting headlines enough times to notice a difference. He's a retired major in the U.S. Army and certified badass. By the write-up in the NED, he sounds like he very likely has PTSD, and this may well be the resurgence of a lot of difficulty for him. We're lucky for soldiers like Major Fierro, warts and all, to remind us that for so many the battle doesn't end at home. This dude is no joke, didn't even flinch and ran straight to him. All these cowards who hate drag queens while a real tough guy was enjoying his evening watching Queens. He is a hero. Richard Fierro is a big fucking dude. Go Richard Fierro. Richard Fierro, Shante Yuste. Class act. Remembered his training and showed the restraint we can all admire. I love this brewery and now love it even more, probably gonna have a line around the corner now just to get in. Still my favorite part is the drag queen curb stomping this fuck with her heels on. What allowed him to throw aside all fear and act? He said he has no idea. Probably those old instincts of war, that had burdened him for so long at home, suddenly had a place now that something like war had come to his hometown. Jesus fuck. That's some serious context. The prophet of the Mormon Church recently called for musket fire towards the LGBTQ community. The shooter being Mormon and ingesting hate speech from the church leadership is not to be overlooked. I have no shame in this. I support my community, no matter who that is, explained Fierro. We do the Pride Parade because we love our community. Doesn't matter LGBT, doesn't matter straight. I'm straight. My kids are straight. But we go there. Why? Because of our community. Fuck yay. He looks like the type of guy that cooks a mean-ass barbecue. I'm so glad they beat the shit out of the attacker, but he's still alive. Life in prison is much worse than getting shot in the face. He deserves to experience every second of that sentence. Two-time Bronze Star awardee. Hooah. Diversity, it's what's on tap. X200B. Just ordered. Bless these folks. We need to say this man's name constantly. Not the shooters. Richard the Hero Fierro. Fierro said a drag queen stomped the guy's face with a high heel. Good man. I think Biden should invite the heroes of the day to the White House. And the drag performers, to do an encore of their show. We shouldn't have to have heroes. Really drives home that carrying a gun isn't the key, being highly trained is, and most of us aren't highly trained to react well in a shooting. And yet in Texas teachers are going to be armed, with little to no training. I just kept wailing on him. And I told the kid in front of me, kick him in his head, keep kicking him in his head, he recalled. One of the performers was running by and I told her, kick this guy, and she took her high heel and stuffed it in his face, or his head or whatever she could hit. Damn. Now that is some instant karma. He's lucky they stopped short of killing him. Mr. Fierro needs to run for sheriff of El Paso County. The current sheriff sucks. Goddamn American hero is what he is. Damn, his daughter's boyfriend was killed though. For once, we read a story highlighting the heroes instead of the deranged individuals involved. We need more of this. At this point, let's face it, anti-LGBTQ rhetoric is very dangerous and can threaten lives. I'm very silent about myself being LGBT in Indonesia because I want to avoid reprisals should I try to come out, especially when these things are quick to become viral, like what happened to a non-binary college student sometime around September this year in Indonesia. Might presume he might have had something to do with the need for the hospitalization of the offender. Be sure to thank the local pig department for detaining Richard in the back of their squad car for an hour while he didn't know if his family was okay or not. I'm so relieved this itself is actually meant to credit said hero and not report on the shooter being credited as a hero or anything. I love that he fucking pistol whipped the shooter into submission. He could have shot him and risked hitting a bystander, but he risked his life, walked right up to the fucky and hammered him good with the magwell. Hero. The Gen X hero we need. A real human being and a real hero. Get this man a fucking medal. I love that he told people to give the assailant a kick as they went by. He is my kind of hero. Hug someone, give them a kiss, shake their hand, no better words uttered. 2 people died just to get the killer to the ground. Let's not forget them either. I wish we lived in a world where heroes of this sort were not needed. The Republicans will probably start with the death threats and harassment by tomorrow, now that they have his name. Ashy elbows of justice, absolute hero. Oh yeah, big chunky's baby, he makes a mean brew, and I heard someone say that when he plays helicopter his swing cuts the air like Huey. Thank you, sir. You're a hero. Schmo. This man did what over 300 actually fully armed and armored men LARPing as law enforcement personnel in Texas couldn't. I love this. I'm so glad they took him down and put him in the fucking hospital. Hero. What a legend. This guy saved so many lives. Dude hands out an ass whoopin'. Nice. Mad respect for this hero. Props on stopping him without killing him. What a badass teddy bear. Rawr. What do you win? Most valuable prize in the USA. Free healthcare, terms and conditions apply. Wow. What a badass dude. Nice work, and wish his family peace and quiet now. One of the good guys. And he was a major, active duty. Airborne, sir. I'm pissed no one should have to revisit the horror of war. I'm so proud though he was there and took that punk down. The shooter's granddad was a California MAGA congressman. He lost in the midterms, thankfully. More courage and balls in that man than the entire state of Texas. Thank you, sir, for your service. The difference between a true veteran and the wannabe right-wing nuts is amazing. While I don't want to see anyone seriously hurt, I think my kid brother would be good if he got some incoming rounds. I think that would temper his right-wing thoughts while he is deployed. I could have called it this man was once part of the club that made America. Am I the only one worried that all this press about the hero will make him a target for other radical nut jobs? Oh God, for a moment I was so scared that that was the name of the shooter. That's a real hero. Fighting someone armed with a gun using your bare hands isn't something most would dare to. From the neat article. The fight with the gunman left Mr. Fierro covered in blood, he said. When the police arrived, officers tackled him and put him in handcuffs. He said he was held in a police car for more than an hour and screamed and pleaded to be let go so that he could see what had happened to his family. Sad. As a fellow brewer, I'm so proud of him even though this is so awful and so traumatic. A brave brewer. I'm buying some merch online right now to support. RIP to the lost lives. This is so sad. Bias-motivated crime. You mean hate crime?